Welcome back to Channel Rare Money Exchange, where we help you discover hidden treasures in your pocket change and old coin collections. Today, we're talking about the 1964 D Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth up to $1.3 million. They screaming in fear? Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny from 1964 could make you a millionaire. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to show you how to check if you have this rare coin, what makes it so valuable, and how to sell it for the best price. Moneybag: the 1964 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and millions of them were produced. But what makes some of them so special? Well, in the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with coin designs, and some rare coins and special varieties slipped through the cracks. A small number of these pennies have unique features that make them extremely rare, and that's why collectors are willing to pay huge money for them. So, how do you know if your penny is one of these rare, million-dollar coins? Let's find out. If you have a 1964 D penny, here are the key things you need to check. Look for doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or the lettering. This error happens when the coin is struck twice, creating a slightly overlapping effect. The highest value 1964 D pennies are in red condition, meaning they have their original copper luster. Coins that are brown or dark have lower value. If your penny has a design that is misaligned or cut off on one side, it could be worth a lot. Look closely at the D bit mark under a magnifying glass. If it looks like it was stamped twice, you might have a valuable coin. Some experimental 1964 pennies were made with a unique satin or proof-like finish. These are extremely rare and valuable. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to examine your penny carefully. If you spot any of these features, you might be holding a fortune. Now, let's talk about the big money. How much are these rare 1964 D pennies selling for? The highest recorded sale of a 1964 D Lincoln penny was $1.3 million. Exploding head, even lower-grade rare varieties can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. A well-preserved red-colored coin with an error can easily bring in $5,000 to $50,000 depending on its rarity. And guess what? The demand for rare pennies is still growing, so prices could go even higher in the future. Rocket. If you think you have a valuable 1964 D penny, get it graded. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and quality. A high-grade coin gets the highest value. Avoid scams. Be careful with buyers who offer you much less than the coin is worth. Always check past auction prices before selling. Join coin collector communities. There are many online forums and Facebook groups where experts can help you determine your coin's value. If you find a rare coin, don't clean it. Cleaning can actually reduce its value. So, do you have one of these rare 1964 D Lincoln pennies hiding in your collection? If so, you could be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video on valuable coins. Also, comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We're diving into a coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike, a coin that could potentially be worth a staggering $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. I'm talking about the 1969 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, we all know the Lincoln penny. It's one of the most common coins in circulation, and it's been around for over a century. But today, we're focusing on a rare variety, specifically the 1969 D Lincoln penny, which has recently made waves for its incredible market value. Let's break it down and find out why this particular penny is worth so much. Before we jump into its value, let's talk a bit about the history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, and it's one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. In 1969, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies as part of their regular coinage. Most of these were minted in Philadelphia, but some were also struck in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. Now, the 1969 D penny may look like any other cent at first glance, but here's the catch. It was produced during a time when a serious minting error occurred. This error, in fact, makes it one of the rarest coins ever discovered in U.S. history. Let's get into the meat of it, the double die error. This term refers to a rare minting mistake where the die used to stamp the design on the coin shifts slightly, causing the image to appear doubled. It's a small flaw, but it makes the coin highly collectible. The 1969 D Lincoln penny is particularly famous for its double die obverse error, which means that the doubling affects the image on the front of the penny, the obverse. If you look closely at the date and the letters, you'll see the doubling. This error is so distinct that it can be identified easily by anyone who knows what to look for. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While many coins from the 1969 minting process were affected by the error, only a handful were actually struck with the noticeable double die feature. That's what makes the 1969 D so rare, and why it's commanding such a jaw-dropping price in the market today. Now, let's talk about why this coin can fetch as much as $1.5 million. First, rarity plays a huge role. As I mentioned, the double die error was only present in a small number of coins, and even fewer have survived in mint condition. In fact, some of the best examples of the 1969 D double die penny have sold for astronomical amounts at auctions. In 2018, one of the highest-graded 1969 D double die pennies sold for over $1.5 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever sold. This penny was in almost flawless condition, which is what really pushed its value into the millions. But don't get discouraged. While a coin in mint condition can fetch millions, even coins in lesser condition can still be worth a significant amount. So how can you tell if you've got one of these rare pennies sitting in your pocket change or collection? Well, let me show you exactly what to look for. First, check the mint mark. It should be a D. That's crucial. The mint mark is located just below the year on the obverse. Next, focus on the date and the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice any doubling in these areas, you might just have a rare 1969 D double die penny on your hands. Look at the 9 and the year. Does it look like it has a ghostly second 9 beside it? That's a key indicator. Also, check for doubling on the left side of the B and E in Liberty. This is where the doubling is most noticeable. Now, for those of you out there who might have one of these coins, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it? First of all, always have your coin authenticated by a professional grading service. Some of the most reputable companies include PCGS and NGC. They'll grade the coin based on its condition, and that can make a huge difference in its value. Once you have your coin graded, there are several ways to sell it. You can try auction houses that specialize in rare coins or list it on online platforms like eBay. But be careful, always work with trusted dealers to ensure you're getting a fair price. If you decide to go through a dealer, make sure they have a good reputation and are certified in numismatics. Don't rush into any deals without verifying the buyer's credentials. And always remember, if your coin is in less than perfect condition, it won't fetch the millions that a mint condition coin will, but it can still be worth a lot more than face value. So, there you have it, the 1969 D Lincoln penny, one of the most valuable coins on the market today. If you think you've got one in your collection, I highly recommend getting it checked out by a professional. Even if it's not worth $1 million, it could still bring in a nice profit. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update on valuable coins and numismatic news. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, or if you've got any questions about collecting or selling old coins. We're diving into one of the rarest and most talked about coins out there, the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This little penny is worth up to $1.6 million, but finding it might not be as easy as you think. Stick around, because I'm going to explain everything you need to know about this elusive coin, and how you might be holding on to a small fortune right now. First, let's talk about what makes the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special. As you might already know, the U.S. Mint marks coins with a letter that shows which mint facility produced them: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But for some unknown reason, a small batch of 1971 pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. This mistake has led to a penny that can fetch staggering amounts at auction. To understand why this coin is worth so much, we need to go back in time to 1971, when the U.S. Mint inadvertently produced a very limited number of these unmarked pennies. It wasn't until collectors and experts started noticing the absence of the mint mark that the coin began to gain attention. And now, it's one of the holy grails of U.S. coin collecting. Let's break down the key differences. Here's what you should be looking for. On a typical 1971 penny, you'll see either a D or S mint mark below the date. But with the 1971 no mint mark penny, there's nothing. Absolutely blank. This simple oversight is the reason why this penny has skyrocketed in value, with some even selling for as much as $1.6 million at auction. But before you get too excited, not every 1971 penny without a mint mark is worth that much. You'll need to make sure yours is legitimate and in the right condition. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Most 1971 pennies without a mint mark are only worth a couple of bucks. But if yours is in mint condition with no signs of wear, you could be looking at a very different story. Now, let's talk about grading. Coin grading is an essential step when determining the true value of any rare coin. The scale goes from poor, P1, to perfect, MS70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1971 no-mint mark penny in perfect, uncirculated condition could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions. So how do you determine the grade of your penny? Start by looking at the overall condition. Does the coin have noticeable scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear? If yes, then it's likely a lower grade and worth less. If it has sharp details, no noticeable damage, and looks shiny and new, it's likely a higher grade. You can check for grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations can grade your coin professionally, helping you know exactly what you're holding. Footage of auction houses, coin dealers, and online marketplaces where rare coins are sold. Once you've confirmed you have a legitimate 1971 no-mint mark penny in good condition, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it? Well, you have a few options. You can take it to a reputable coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. They'll appraise it for you and might even make an offer. Alternatively, you can sell it at a major auction house, where rare coin enthusiasts from around the world are always looking for something like this. Online marketplaces, like eBay, are also a great option, but make sure to take clear photos and provide detailed descriptions to attract the right buyers. The host holds the 1971 penny up to the camera, as though showcasing it to the audience. Before we wrap up, let me give you a few final tips. If you're planning to sell your 1971 no-mint mark penny, make sure to do your research. Know the market, and don't rush into a sale. Take your time, get it appraised, and if it's in top condition, don't sell it for less than it's worth. The market for rare coins can be unpredictable, but with the right knowledge, you could make a small fortune. So what do you think? Could you have a 1971 no-mint mark penny hiding in your collection? If you find one, be sure to check its condition and get it evaluated. Remember, This could be your ticket to a real treasure. We're diving into the history, rarity, and a jaw-dropping market value of this rare penny. Stick around to the end because I'll also tell you how to determine if you have one of these coins and what you can do with it. Let's start with the basics. The 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny was minted in Denver, and it commemorates the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The coin itself looks like your typical penny, a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, and a simple wheatstock design on the back. But there's one crucial thing that sets this penny apart from the rest: that D mint mark. Now you may think, what's the big deal with the mint mark? Well, in 1976, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, but only a small handful of them were struck with a special error that would skyrocket their value. We'll get into that error in just a minute, but first, let's talk about how you can spot one of these valuable pennies. So, what makes the 1976 D penny so special? The answer lies in a rare minting error called the double die obverse. This is where the design on the coin is struck multiple times, causing some of the details to appear doubled. In the case of the 1976 D, the error can be seen most clearly in the letters and the date. The Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions often appear with a doubling effect. See how the doubling makes the lettering blurry and distorted? That's a sign that you're looking at a genuine double die error. These errors are extremely rare and can make a world of difference in the coin's value. Now, let's talk numbers. While most 1976 D pennies are worth only 1 cent, the value of a 1976 D double die obverse penny can be staggering. In fact, a coin in mint condition with a double die error can fetch up to $1.3 million at auction. That's right, $1.3 million for a penny. Now, you're probably wondering, how did this penny become so valuable? Well, it's all about rarity. Experts estimate that only a few dozen 1976 D double die pennies were ever produced. Because the error wasn't immediately spotted by the mint, most of the coins were released into circulation, and many of them have since been lost or destroyed. So, if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But how do you know if you've got one? Alright, let's talk about how you can spot one of these valuable coins. The first thing you want to look for is the doubling on the obverse side, specifically on the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. Use a magnifying glass, or even a smartphone camera to zoom in. Check for a noticeable distortion in the letters. If you see that, you might just have a winner. The doubling will be more prominent at the top and bottom of the letters. In some cases, you might even see a slight shadow effect alongside the lettering. So let's say you find one of these rare pennies in your collection. What should you do next? Well, first, get it authenticated. It's essential to have a professional coin grader confirm that your penny is genuine. You can reach out to reputable companies like PCGS or NGC for an official certification. Once authenticated, you can start thinking about selling it. If you're looking to sell your coin, consider taking it to a trusted coin dealer or auction house. You might also want to get in touch with other collectors who specialize in rare errors. Trust me, there's a market out there for this kind of coin, and the demand is only growing. Before we wrap things up, let's recap. The 1976 D Lincoln 1-cent penny with a double die obverse error is one of the rarest coins you can find, with an estimated market value of up to $1.3 million. So, if you've got one of these coins in your collection, you might want to take a closer look, because it could change your financial future. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has helped you learn a little more about this rare coin and how to spot it. If you've got any old coins you're thinking of selling, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to get the most value out of your collection. Don't forget to hit that like button, share with fellow collectors, and drop any questions you have in the comments below. I'd love to hear about what you're finding in your coin jars. We're talking about the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a rare and valuable coin that has recently stunned collectors. So, how can you find this fortune in your pocket change? What makes this penny so special? And most importantly, how can you sell old coins for the highest price? Stay with me until the end, because this could be your chance to strike it rich. Now, let's talk about the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it may look like any other penny in your collection. But a very special version of this coin has recently been discovered, and it's setting the numismatic world on fire. Normally, pennies from 1978 were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. But this unique penny has no mint mark and features some distinct characteristics that make it a collector's dream. So what's so special about this 1978 penny? Unlike other Philadelphia pennies, this one was struck with an error in the minting process, making it incredibly rare. Some of these coins exhibit a double die obverse, where the lettering and Lincoln's profile appear slightly doubled. The MS-67 Plus graded version recently sold for $1.6 million. Coin collectors and investors are willing to pay a fortune for these rare pieces. Now, let's get to the most important part. How can you check if you have this $1 million coin? Look for a 1978 Lincoln penny in your old coin collection, pocket change, or piggy bank. Examine it under a magnifying glass. If it has no mint mark and a doubling effect on the letters and numbers, you might be holding a rare gem. Check the coin's condition. The highest value is for pennies graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Now, if you think you have a valuable 1978 penny or any other rare coin, where should you sell it? Here are your best options. Top collectors and investors bid at places like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Find a reputable dealer near you to get an expert evaluation. Sell on eBay, Etsy, or specialized numismatic forums for direct buyer offers. Get your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to ensure maximum value. So what are you waiting for? Start searching through your old coins right now. You might have a $1 million penny just sitting in a drawer. If you found this information valuable, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more updates on rare coins, and drop a comment below if you think you have a special coin. Could you be holding a 1978 D Lincoln penny worth $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. Some rare coins can sell for life-changing amounts, and today, we'll reveal why a 1978 D penny could be worth a fortune. Stick around because you might just have one in your collection. If you have old coins lying around, watch this video till the end because I'll also show you how to check if your pennies are valuable and where to sell them for top dollar. The 1978 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint and carries the small d mint mark under the date. While billions were produced, some rare errors and special varieties can make these coins extremely valuable today. So what makes one of these pennies worth $1.3 million? Let's break it down. Most 1978 D pennies are only worth a few cents, but rare error varieties can be worth thousands or even millions. Here are the ones to look for. This happens when the coin is struck twice, causing a doubling effect. If you see this on your penny, get it checked immediately. If part of your penny's design is missing because it was struck off center, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands. A few 1978 D pennies were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of copper. These are ultra rare and can be worth a fortune. And the most expensive 1978 D penny ever? A rare specimen with a unique minting error that made it a collector's dream. That's the one that sold for $1.3 million. Now, how can you check if your penny is valuable? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Look for the D mint mark under the date. Check for doubling in the letters or numbers. Weigh your coin. A normal 1978 D penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it could be a rare error. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to examine details. If your coin looks unusual, it might be worth serious money. Line auctions, eBay, heritage auctions, great collections coin dealers. Get an appraisal from a professional coin shows. Meet collectors who are willing to pay top dollar before selling. Get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified high-grade coin sells for much more. Do you have a 1978 D penny in your collection? Check your coins today. And if you want more videos on valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out.